Hi, welcome to the School of ASMR. Today we'll be looking at what is ASMR. Our first lesson and course is ASMR 101, Introduction to ASMR. What is ASMR? A neurological reaction from external stimuli. It's not found in everyone, but theories suggest everyone has the capability. It has been newly discovered as an unstudied subject in science. When looking at the stance of neurological reaction from external stimuli, it's assuming that ASMR is part of the neural pathway, which makes sense because it's a sensation that we get when something triggers it. This is yet to be proven or discredited, but it's the most probable and most likely pathway and explanation in relation of ASMR to our physiological and biological bodies. There may be other theories which will be described and discussed later on in the course. Stay tuned for that. It's not found in everyone. So ASMR, unfortunately, has had no success in certain individuals. There's a theory out there that suggests that those individuals just haven't found their right ASMR trigger or haven't been able to unleash the ability. Some of us are very susceptible and are triggered by a lot of things and immensely, where others get some tingles at certain circumstances. It varies. One of the beauties about studying ASMR is to find out what adds and creates that. Why are some of us susceptible and some of us not? Like I said before, it's a newly discovered and unstudied subject. A lot of universities and researchers are now starting to explore what ASMR is. ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. In the following slides, we will go through and understand what each and every single letter stands for, what the meaning of autonomous, sensory, meridian, and response in this circumstance and this contents. Let's get started. Autonomous. The first acronym or letter of the acronym, ASMR. It means the occurrence can be independent. The reason why this term is used is because the whole concept of ASMR seems to be very different and unique and independent of anything else anybody has heard of, at least in Western society. The reason why the biological definition is used is because, as stated, it's defined as growing naturally and spontaneously. It is assumed that the concept of ASMR is a natural occurrence, and it's spontaneous because it's not consistently present in every single individual, or every single moment, or every single time. There's a certain thing that spontaneously makes it happen. This may or may not be true, since there is a stimuli, but when looking at the overall population, it is spontaneous in the population because it's not consistent and it doesn't exist per each individual. And everybody has a different trigger, or if they have one or not. The concept of growing naturally is that it wasn't man-made, it wasn't created, it was something that was pre-existing with these individuals, and it blossomed and it grew within society or within YouTube. Keep in mind, studies have not been done to quantify the biological pathway. So in science, we weren't able, or we still aren't able, to go and explore the reactions of our nerves, our hormones, or any of that as of yet, or even if it's possible. The reason why the biological definition was used here is because it may play into the social awareness and the growth of the topic, and even implications on, is this part of evolution? The second letter of the acronym, S, for sensory. Sensory refers to the five senses or more presented in the human development: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Using the physiological definition, the structure system that takes impulse and conveys them, The nervous system is the biggest part of your internal system that allows to convey stimuli. But keep in mind, it may not be the only playing factor of our internal human systems. Going back to what sensory is, and the physiological definition, the reason why this one was used is because our internal body and our internal systems do have a system. It has our nervous system. It reacts and creates us to take an external sensory or impulse or even an internal impulse and turn it into one of these senses that our brain and our body can comprehend. So ASMR is a different and new and interesting reaction through this pathway in the sensory. It's igniting different sensories in a different way and a different possibility and connection that we have yet explored. It is a physiological reaction because it's not just the feeling of love, it's the physical things that happen with love. For example, if you don't get ASMR tingles, let's think of love. Love is a feeling, but yet you get butterflies in your stomach and you get a tingling behind your neck and you float in the air. You have the feeling of being very light. These are physical things. Your body gets really warm. Or even in sexual arousal, for example, your body gets extremely heated and warm and you feel very flustered. So your skin burns. It has this burning feeling, if you ever had that. So these are all physiological reactions to sensory overstimuli. So another concept of ASMR is the overstimulation of these sensories. What causes an individual to be overstimulated by a certain trigger, stimuli, something external, internal? This is yet to be discovered. In the social context, this refers to a response of external stimuli and has not yet been studied. The exact internal or even external factors that subject us to this phenomenon. Now, this is the tricky part of ASMR. This part is what causes ASMR to be a difficult subject to study, causes science and research to be a little hesitant of it, even though it's hard to ignore the presence of ASMR. If anybody who followed ASMR knows that a couple years ago, ASMR was hugely criticized by saying it being a hoax. But it started to draw a lot of attention within the science community due to the amount of individuals that were coming out. So this is going back to autonomness. There are a lot of individuals coming out and spontaneously popping up and saying, I get these feelings too. I understand what these tingles are. And even with individuals who claim that they don't get it, they understand the relaxation and the calming effects of ASMR. So coming back to M, the third letter in the acronym, Meridian. Meridian actually comes from Chinese medicine. It refers to the concept of flow of energy and the concept of intangibility. According to Chinese medicine, there are 12 sets of pathways which are associated with a specific organ, such as your liver, your brain, your lungs, your heart, etc. The pathways are mechanisms for vital energy flows. What are these vital energy flows? We'll get into it in a bit. The vital energy is referred to as qi through Chinese medicine, which are the flows of life energy. In addition to the 12 principles, there are 8 extraordinary meridians. These meridians are not quantifiable and they're intangible. The types of flows of energies that one may refer to could be physical, as earth, water, fire, the blood, your neural energy. But then there's other energies, such as the soul, which is very intangible and very hard to quantify. The concept of feeling and connecting in an extraterrestrial way. The evolution of connecting to different humans. Even the mere ability of reading another person's mind and being so connected to individuals. So it kind of goes into this very intangible area now where it's very hard to research and learn about because it's hard to quantify. We can do qualitative work where we get case studies and study it, but to quantify it and make sure that it's validated is an issue. So in one of the other courses that you'll see, we'll go into the study of science and theories of science and what makes something valid. There's quite some key factors and parts of the study of science that is able to create something credible. So we'll go into that later. Chinese medicine is not accepted as a true medical profession, but a natural health. Due to the difficulties of study, inability to track energy, it cannot be proven through scientific Western standards and mechanisms. That kind of goes back to that topic of not being able to be quantifiable. And but